Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rahis. How are you all? Hope you are all doing great, and I hope Ramadan is going great. May Almighty Allah make it easy for us. I'd like to be taking a Ramadan lecture so as to enlighten and give us the knowledge about the true fact of Ramadan, and what Ramadan period is really meant for. And I'm very sure that you will all learn and gain many things from this lecture. So, may Almighty Allah make it easy for us. And, our Ustaz that will be taking us this lecture is, Ustaz Habibullah. So, let's begin with the lecture. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Habibullah, so I will be taking the Ramadan lecture. So, our topic for today are 1. Ramadan's true fact, and 2. What Ramadan is really meant for. So we will start our first topic, which is Ramadan's true fact. In the name of Allah, the most greatest, the most merciful. But firstly, let me start with the introduction of Ramadan. Introduction, definition and little explanation about Ramadan. So, Ramadan, that is, fasting, can simply be defined as the abstinence from eating, drinking and sexual activity, from dawn to sunset, with the intention of worshipping Almighty Allah. So, Almighty Allah said in the only Quran, Quran 2 verse 183, that Almighty Allah said in this verse that, you who believe, fasting is prescribed for you, even as it was prescribed for those before you. He also tells us in Quran 2 verse 185, that Wow, what a sweet voice. So, Almighty Allah said in that verse that the month of Ramadan, in which the glorious Quran was revealed as a guidance for mankind, and the clear proofs of the guidance, and the criterion of right and wrong. That's the meaning of the verse. Now let's move to the first topic of today, which is Ramadan's true fact. Now I will be talking about Ramadan's true fact, which is as follow. Almighty Allah do not just want us to be fasting from food and drink, but also be fasting from some of those things that have been part and parcel of us, especially the bad ones. For examples, telling lies, stealing, and the most important, which is backbiting. Backbiting is one of the big sin in Islam, especially during Ramadan. And because Prophet Muhammad said, backbiting is just like eating the dead flesh of your brother or sister. Imagine that. So, the summary of Ramadan's true fact is that we are not to be fasting from only food and drinks, but also be fasting from many of those behaviors that have been part and parcel of us, and that displease Allah, especially the bad ones. So, that's all about Ramadan's true fact. Now, we are moving to number 2, which is what Ramadan is really meant for. Some people just think that what Ramadan period is meant for is just to get hungry, that is, wake up for sahur, to eat, after then eat when it's time for iftar. But, that's not it. Fasting in the month of Ramadan is all about the following. 1. Building a very close relationship with Allah, and to increase in the remembrance of Almighty Allah. And 2. This is the time that Almighty Allah is very close to us, and it's very important for us to utilize the time wisely. Especially during this blessed month of Ramadan, where the mercy of Allah is just showering on us. And I want us all to just imagine that there was a time in which there was money falling from the sky, let's say $100, falling from the sky. Imagine how people will act in your household or in your neighborhood, and obviously, what would happen is that people will be running, pushing themselves, and even some may be injured so as to get as much money as possible. Imagine that. Now, let's think that something more precious than $100 is falling from the sky, and that is the mercy and forgiveness of Allah, so we have to try to gather as much possible as we can. And we should try to use this opportunity to leave whatever sin you may have been consistently attached to. So I think I have been able to increase your knowledge about Ramadan's true fact and what Ramadan is meant for. May Almighty Allah make it easy for us. Bye bye for now. Wow, hope you enjoyed that very interesting Ramadan lecture. That was so great, I love it. So, all you have to do now is to like, share, comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Rohish. Bye bye for now.